care to speak in public comment? All right, seeing none, we'll close public comment. Before we get into the administrative agenda, the manager has got something he's going to enlighten people on. So, town manager.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. Speaking with the county and Dave Horner today, the Lee County manager, and seeing what is about to happen, as unknown as it may be, we're going to issue a mandatory evacuation as of 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We will enact all of our plan for reentry and everything that goes with that. You know, what really happens during a mandatory evacuation means that there's usually not many people here to help you if you have any situation that goes wrong. So we won't be here. Fire and police won't be here. So the sheriff's office, excuse me. So we'll just want to make sure everybody's aware of that. Hearing storm surge could be another thing to be very concerned about with this storm. And again, not knowing which way it's going at this point and giving people enough time to get to a shelter. There will be shelters open in the county starting tomorrow afternoon. So people will be able to have a place to go, but that will be announced by Lee County sometime probably around noon tomorrow. So just to keep that in front of everybody.
Mr. Town Manager, just a point of clarification, just so folks who are listening are clear. Are you going to be issuing it 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, or are people to be gone by 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon?
Well, as we all understand, mandatory evacuations are only as good as the people that listen to them.
Right, but are you issuing it?
It is issued now for 3 o'clock.
Oh, it's
tomorrow
issued
afternoon.
now.
That is what we're doing now.
So you would
Issued it
like
for 3 o'clock tomorrow
In
afternoon.
a perfect world, you'd like people off the island by
In
3
a
o'clock.
perfect world, correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure that was clear. Thank you.
Can you go over the reentry part so people can be reassured that when they leave the island, they'll be able to get back on the island?
And once, yes, sir, once they it's given the all clear by the chief, fire chief and Lee County Sheriff's Officer, Captain Layler. We will have staff stationed at the entry point, wherever that location may be. It could be at the foot of the bridge, could be further out at Pine Ridge Road. We're not really sure where it's going to be. We'll also have our staff available at Target should somebody come and not be able to, they forgot their pass for whatever reason, or they didn't get a sticker on their car. Be there, they can go get that reentry pass at that point and get back on the island. We will have our staff available. Our rangers will be out there monitoring that location, which we feel like is a better system than trying to have Lee County Sheriff's Office try to do that process.
What about at the south end with the Big Carlos Pass Bridge?
Same thing. We'll do the same thing at that end. We'll be working with Bonita Springs to see what they're going to be doing as far as letting people off, but we'll be monitoring both areas as needed. Should the bridge still be there, or should it be passable on that end?
Okay.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Thank you.
On that, just to follow up on John's question, on the south end, again, I don't mean to be picky because you guys did a great job on Helene, but it seems like there was a sort of a breakdown in communication with Bonita Springs on what and how and when they were doing their work to clean their road up to allow people to come to Fort Myers Beach. Do we have a good point person now going forward where we can just have a current sort of up-to-date read as to what Bonita is doing and when they're going to let our people back on the island? Because that was kind of a challenge
Right.
after Helene.
Yeah,
It wasn't the town's fault, but I think that we need to have a good line of communication with somebody over there.
I'm glad you emphasize it wasn't the towns. We can't control what they
Right,
do on their end of the
absolutely.
island,
Yep.
but we do communicate with the town manager. We have daily meetings, sometimes 2 meetings a day with all the city and town managers and with the county to go over these type of things. And we will continue. Frankie, you might have something to add.
Yeah, just like the county controls Estero Boulevard here, once you get over the bridge there into the Lover's Key area, and that it's still Estero for a while, becomes Hickory, that is still controlled by the county. The county helps Bonita do that road, or at least adds assistance to that. So a lot of it is when the county can get through. And I know from our phone call earlier, they're staging as much equipment on the south side as well as on the north side to get here as fast as possible.
That's great. And again, I don't mean to be critical of the county or Bonita Springs, but it seems like it was challenging to get good information from them during Helene, and hopefully we can get a better
We will definitely keep you
contact over.
informed.
All right,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. And I think it's important to note that this was just decided 30 minutes ago.
Correct.
So to your point, Councilor King and Vice Mayor Adderholt, there's going to be calls after this to Bonita to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Yes.
We certainly didn't want to get out ahead of anyone else, in any decisions, but This is trying to give as many people as much of a heads up as we can before they hear about it later. So next will be the administrative. Do you guys have anything for Andy? No.
Is
Yes,
this
sir.
the time to do miscellaneous things? Would you like to do it now or later?
We might as well do it now before we get into the, yeah.
I thought, Mr. Mayor, you did a nice job this morning. I just think it's worth emphasizing because a lot of folks will tune in for this hearing. You talked about, we have a firm contracted to do debris pickup. They're currently working as fast as humanly possible. But I think you were also trying to send a message that please don't put any additional debris out in the interim.
That is correct.
And do we have a report as to how that debris pickup is coming? Are they focusing on the north end moving south? Are they all over the place? Is there some kind of a method?
Mr. Vice Mayor, we piggybacked off the county contract with Crowder Gulf. The county did not engage Crowder in a full capacity as of yet. Now with the oncoming storm, that could be in limbo as well. We reached out to Crowder and asked if they could help us in any way. They had one truck available in our area, one crew. So they engaged on Friday. They've been out on the island over the weekend. They're going to be back here in full force tomorrow morning and try to pick up as much of what we call the white debris as possible. White debris would be drywall, sheeting, any of the large items, and take that to a collected debris site. We also reached out to Waste Management in hopes that they might be able to free up a couple of trucks to help us as well on the north end. So getting back to your question, Crowder started on the south end. They're going to be working towards Town Hall. We'll have Waste Management starting on the north end and working back this way.
And do you have advice for citizens who may
If
not?
you haven't put it out,
Hang on.
please do not put anything out. That's the best advice we can give.
And if there's some already out there and they can kind of contain some of it themselves, that's great too, right?
That would be awesome. Yes, sir.
I also, I think you were asked this morning, Mr. Mayor, on your Beach Talk show about trailers on the island. And now that we have an emergency evacuation order, does that impact what people need to do with respect to trailers, et cetera?
Yes, if you are in a vulnerable area anywhere along the beach, anywhere on a low-lying area, and you need to make haste and do what you can to get out of here. Whether you're a commercial business or whether you're a residential business, you have to weigh that we're talking with storm surge and wind that's unpredictable at this point. We have to take every precaution as possible.
Frankie, do you have advice for construction sites, both home and condo? There's a lot of work materials out there. What's your advice to those
We
folks?
reached out to them after Helene, and we made sure to let them know through code and through our rangers what you have. Make sure it's buttoned up. That's the best we can do. A lot of these people aren't able to get that stuff into the buildings because the buildings are either occupied or in the stages of being occupied. So their task is make sure it's buttoned up as best as possible. We don't need anything floating into another structure.
Also, we're going to reach out to the porta potty companies and make sure they understand the urgency to come strap them to a pole or something,
Get
or
'em outta here.
get them out of here is going to be the number one thing.
I also get a lot of questions about sand and sandbags, and obviously just seeing the town hall has a massive amount of sand at this point, which is awesome. And the location has changed. I just think it's important for people to know that it's literally now right next to the town hall trailers, not at some side road. And so it's changed locations 2 or 3 times. So if people need sand, come to the temporary town hall trailers. Where do they get the bags?
Yep, so they can get the bags here. They're handing them out currently with the Rangers at the actual site,
At the site?
just next to the town hall trailers. We do have some inside the trailer as well. We got about 5,000 more this morning. So we've already given out, I think, around 5,000 total in the last few days. So if we get rid of those, it'll be about 10,000.
And people ask me as well, Jeff, is there a limit per person? And are we checking IDs to make sure
Yes.
that there are residents of Fort Myers Beach?
Yes, we're checking IDs, make sure you're a resident, and then we're limiting to 10 right now just because we've gone through so many.
And that's 10 per person,
10
per resident?
Yep, per person per resident. And it'll be open until about 8 o'clock tonight, and then we'll shut the gates. We just don't want the general public on the sand pile around all that debris as well. So we want to make sure they're off when it's dark.
If I may add something, I've talked to Dave Horner a couple times this weekend about sandbags, and they've been very courteous, and they've helped us, and they've delivered some yesterday, and we went and got some today, which is not typically a day that they do that. So we really appreciate Dave and the county management team and then the whole county for the cooperation that we're getting.
And they're high quality sandbags too. They really
Correct.
do work well. The last thing I would ask, and just put on my former insurance commissioner hat, I just haven't seen this in much of the social media thus far, is that I would just suggest to folks that this Hurricane Milton from an insurance standpoint is a new occurrence. It is a brand new insurance event. So I encourage folks to take their cell phones out and take pictures of the exterior and the interior of their home and or videos if you're good with the video thing. And if you're taking pictures of your home, do it from the corner of your home, maybe go 20 yards out and do each corner so you get two sides of the home in each picture. And then do all four corners, do the exterior, do something with the house number. So you get a picture with your house number and or the mailbox with your house in the background just to verify that that's the address. And then in the interior of your house, take pictures of not just do the corners, do the big rooms, but also if you've got stuff in closets and drawers that are very valuable, take pictures of that, take pictures of your flooring, any work that's been done, particularly since Ian, that's new and nice, take pictures of that. Make sure you have all that documented because we all know how challenging some of our insurance company partners have been. And the more documentation that you have, that the damage that's hopefully minimal, but the damage that will be caused by Milton is a new occurrence, and you need to demonstrate that to your insurance company when you file a claim. So just thought I would add that as well. And if our PIO could maybe just add that suggestion to make sure people take new pictures and new video of their property before Milton comes, that I think that would help folks a lot, particularly given how challenging some of our insurance companies have been. That's all I've got, Mr. Mayor.
Anyone else, John?
Nothing.
Karen?
We good.
Scott?
I'm good.
Okay.
Also, Mayor, if I may add, it's a new event for FEMA too. That's why we're here, so we can get that clock going.
Yes. Okay. The fifth one.
Yes.
This is our administrative agenda. The first item is Resolution 24-214, Local State of Emergency Tropical Storm Milton. This is a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Fort Myers Beach, Florida, declaring a state of local emergency due to Tropical Storm Milton, providing the town manager with powers including but not limited to those pursuant to Florida Statutes Chapter 252 and Town Code Chapter 2, Article 6, providing for penalties for violations, providing for conflicts, severability, and for an effective date and a termination date. Town manager?
Yes, as the mayor just mentioned, this is the fifth one. Ian was the first one that we have, and then Adalia and Debbie and Helene, and now Milton. So we're just kind of going to have all in the family here real soon. But yeah, this just helps us to be able to just do what we need to do when the time comes. If we need equipment, some kind of emergency purchase of any kind, it's just how we need to operate. And the county and the state have already enacted theirs, and we're following suit with that.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 24-214 or any further discussion?
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Counselor Safford, seconded by Counselor King. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries unanimously. Next is a discussion of the town meetings that we had scheduled for October 7th, Monday, the council meeting, October 8th, the local planning agency meeting, and October 9th, the management and planning session, and October 10th, sunshine training. Mr. Manager?
Yes, we felt like it was prudent in the interest of public safety. And now that we've issued the mandatory evacuation order, nobody would be here for two of those dates potentially, but also clean up and things following that. It's just going to take a little bit of time, but we probably need to think about the date that we might want to reschedule these, if it's going to be next week, or even push it or combine it into another meeting the next week. So we just need to get your feelings on what you'd like to see on that one.
Mr. King?
Well, we have a scheduled meeting on the 21st. So if we can move it into the week before that, I think that would be a big help to a lot of folks.
What's the schedule? Yeah, what's the?
October 14th is a holiday, so
It's a holiday.
the 15th through the 18th would be available.
Mr. Mayor, I'm going to be out of town all next week.
Oh,
Scheduled to be. I mean, based. I mean,
Week of the
course
14th.
yes.
Anyone else have any other conflicts for the rest of October?
I don't have any conflicts at all, but I just think if we could possibly get one more meeting in before the 21st, well, it doesn't make any difference. Do we need any second readings by the 21st? Or would the 21st be all first readings?
Well, there were some first readings and second readings on the agenda
In
for
this,
tomorrow.
yeah, so there would be. So, but what I guess what I'm asking is, from the first readings, if we do it, let's just say October 15th, then we would still not have the second reading by the 21st, correct?
That's usually correct. Yes, ma'am.
Because it would only be
Yes.
like 6 days.
The
Well,
time.
Scott, would you be available, even though you're going to be out of town, to participate via Zoom?
Oh, absolutely.
Becky, is that something that we could still do? Have a council member participate
Sure.
via Zoom?
As
I
as
think
someone
what-
who's
I think
done it,
what-
I
I
would say
think what-
yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
Yeah.
making sure. You got to ask.
Yeah, I can
Well,
actually
on.
facilitate that. That's no problem. I'm actually traveling on Sunday.
Becky, we can't hear you.
Can we put her on a speaker? Can we bring-
She's muted on her end. Okay. Yes, a council member can, okay, a council member can, attend remotely as long as there is a majority, a quorum in person.
Okay.
My thoughts, Mayor,
But you do have to have a majority, in person.
Okay.
my thoughts when I was thinking of putting this together was to move it to the 15th for the council, 16th for LPA, and 17th for the MMP. Or we could, depending on how you want to do MMP in the afternoon on the 15th. That'd be up to you guys. Right now, it depends on cleanup and what's happening. I mean, it could be that we have to change again.
I'm okay with the 15th. There's a public safety committee meeting that same day. Obviously, that would have to get moved, but
Mr. Mayor, just so you're aware, if we have any second readings from the 15th to the next meeting, we will not have enough advertising time for those. Because we have to have 10 days prior to a meeting.
So should we move the 21st meeting to the next week as well to meet that time frame?
That would be probably better.
Do we need to move it to the entirely to the next week, or can we move it
Well, it'd have to be from the 25th on.
Which is Friday.
25th? Yeah.
Right.
So we might as well do the 28th.
yeah.
If we change everything from, say, the 15th, and then the next meeting in October would be the 28th.
That would
But
make
then we have
sense.
then we have another meeting on the
The following week.
4th. Right.
Yes.
Correct.
That's right.
I mean, it's the hand we're dealt. That's what we got to do.
Yeah. It still
Um,
gives us 2 meetings to hear things in October, even if we can't make a second reading by November 4th.
Correct.
Then it just goes to November 18th.
Correct.
Yeah,
So go ahead.
based on, the severity of the storm, I may not, I may cancel my trip anyways, but I will be available on the 15th via Zoom for sure.
Okay.
So are we talking 9 AM, just like normal?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilor King, you okay with that?
Most definitely.
Vice Mayor?
Yeah, I'm fine too. And that, just to be clear, so there would be no meeting on the 21st?
Right.
No, that would move to the
That would move to
28th.
the 28th.
Gotcha. Yep, that's fine.
You getting all that, Becky? All you have to do is nod.
We will. Once we get all, it's all together.
21st.
So as far as the LPA meeting, we can't really speak for them, what their calendars are.
Yeah, we don't know their calendars.
So how are you going to reschedule that meeting?
Just tentatively.
Just go ahead and
Should we
tentatively
do-
put it for the 16th, and then we'll reach out to them, send emails to try to confirm tomorrow.
We have a board cab meeting supposedly on the 16th. I think we should just cancel that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think-
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think any.
Public
Yeah,
safety and board
Yeah,
cap will
any
probably
advisory
cancel.
meetings, we just
advisory meetings.
cancel.
We got an Anchorage Advisory Committee on the 28th, which is the new town council meeting. So if we could cancel that too.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
correct.
Yeah, we'll let them know.
So all advisory committees for October, you're going to cancel?
I would
Sounds right.
Yeah, I don't, well,
We might have other things to talk about.
I think Milton might have had something to do with
Yeah.
it.
It's all right.
Yeah. So we got the 15th for the council meeting rescheduled from the 7th, and the 8th meeting for the LPA rescheduled to the 16th. Do you want to just do
MNP.
the M&P meeting the same week?
That's
on the 17th.
I think so. That's the original plan.
We have
So,
a beach bar groundbreaking on the 17th.
well, yeah,
10
Just
o'clock.
saying.
It's at 10 o'clock.
well, I mean, I think we can be there in spirit.
I think so too.
For a bar in spirits? I
Yeah.
like that.
That sunshine training, we can just ask them another date and figure
That
that
can
out.
just
They
be
don't-
postponed
We're just letting people know.
indefinitely. Yeah, it's just,
Okay, we can always.
it's
get that.
important, but not that important.
Right. Well, we have to do it just before the end of the year, right? Or is there a time frame?
This is for advisory committees,
Oh, got
so
it.
it's just,
Okay.
so they know it too.
And since they're canceled for the month. we'll
Correct.
just-
Since
they'll
there's
go-
no October ones, it's
Okay.
fine.
Can you get that video?
Becky, are you okay with those dates? 15th, 16th, and 17th?
He's not hearing us. Are you hearing us?
Can you ask her, Nicole, if those dates are okay?
Yes.
She said yes.
So you're good
Okay.
for the 15, 16, 17?
This, the 17th on Thursday?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So the 15th would be council, the 16th would be LPA, 17th would be M&P.
Where's Becky? Hi, Becky.
Hello?
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, oh, yes, I can hear you now. I've been struggling.
Okay. So the 15th would be. We got a little feedback here, but that's okay. The 15th would be the meeting that was originally scheduled for the 7th.
Becky, can you mute your sound on the Zoom meeting?
Okay, that should be fine.
Okay. And then the 16th will be the LPA meeting,
Okay,
and then the 17th would be the M&P meeting.
that should work.
Okay. And then the training will be postponed indefinitely.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Doesn't like hearing your own.
Bueller.
Pass her back.
Okay.
So we need a motion.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the updated calendar adjustments.
So moved.
Second,
Got a motion by Counselor Safford, seconded by Counselor Woodson. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously.
One last thing.
Yes, sir.
I'll be closing town hall Monday through Thursday of this week. But tomorrow I want employees to come in because we need to secure computers, laptops, monitors, things like that. And then we'll have essential personnel still here on Monday and into Tuesday morning. So we will continue some of the outside work, but we need to get everybody here in the morning so we can get this and we'll send them home by noon tomorrow.
So Andy, just for the public that's watching, so up until noon tomorrow, people can still get their sandbags,
We'll still have people after that here, but
but can they also get like a hurricane pass as well?
that is correct.
Okay, great, thank you. But that'll end Monday at noon, their ability to do those things?
No, not necessarily. We'll have some rangers here to help us probably all day tomorrow. There'll be a few of us here doing, Jeff's team will be out doing some things and we'll have people here. The rangers will be here. We'll be monitoring the sand pile probably into Tuesday morning a little bit. So we'll still probably till about noon on Tuesday, then we'll cut everything off.
I had two other quick constituent questions. Number one, Jeff, somebody had called about the some of the materials at Newton Park. Are those going to be the best we can?
Yeah,
Something-
just with limited resources on a Sunday.
Yep.
We've been trying with either Crowther Golf or Waste Management to get NICS to get those off. It's scheduled to be off tomorrow, as
Okay.
well as securing the pipe at Newton
Excellent.
as well.
And I had a colloquy last week with Frankie that I thought would be interesting, not necessarily to Milton, but to Helene. We talked, Frankie, about apparently the most commonly asked questions in permitting section on drywall was updated. And I suggested to you that Tampa has a much more lenient policy on drywall, and you gave me a very nice explanation as to how we can't do that here. Would you just give a brief soliloquy on what people need to do who are repairing their drywall here in Fort Myers Beach?
Yeah, basically, our entire island is a special flood zone area as needed by FEMA. We follow the same set of Florida building codes as Tampa does. However, Tampa is elevated. They're also protected by a bay. So they don't incur the same zone as we fall under. We have the VE zone, the coastal A, and so on our island, with the highest part being the Mound House. If you're doing any type of work, I don't really care what it is. We'd like the people to please call town hall or permitting. They'll walk you through whether you need a permit or not. You tell them what you're doing, how you're doing it, and it's better if we explain it in person than just giving a blanket statement. To your question, Vice Mayor, the reason why a drywall permit is needed here versus in Tampa, one, Tampa has a population of over 1 million people. It would have just blew up their phone lines. So that was a one-time deal that they did as far as waiving that, just so people could get stuff out to the curb and get moving back. Hindsight, that's probably going to really bite them big, because now they're in the crosshairs just like we are with this next storm. So we did not want to fall that way. We had a standard operating procedure with FEMA in place on how we do it, regardless of whether Helene or Milton or whomever is off the shore. We are going to do it consistently time and time again. So to that, it's best if you have a question or you're debating what you need to do, just call. We've got some dynamite people that can explain everything to you and walk you through the process.
But just to be clear, the higher drywall standard that we have here on Fort Myers Beach is based on being in compliance with FEMA's
Right, and
standards.
because of where we're at, sir.
And where we're at.
Right, the elevation here dictates that we follow a different set of rules compared to people at elevation.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Got a question from a resident that wants to know if there's anything they can put on their door to prevent it being kicked in if they leave, and I probably not, since that's usually handled under search and rescue and with cadaver dogs. So I doubt that there's anything.
Right, and most of the doors here don't kick inward, they go outward just because of the flow of water. So, I mean, you could definitely put maybe some kind of a sign saying not occupied. I guess that's the best way to do it.
I've seen in some places people would put plywood over the windows and doors, and it's screwed in, and most people coming to break in are not going to take time to unscrew something and do that. So I've seen that, but that requires a little effort and going to get the materials. So
Yeah, through Ian, I think the best thing that was explained to me, at least, was just to put a sign on the door saying that there's no occupants in here. We have left, and leave a number if they need to leave a number, or they feel comfortable leaving a number, so that they can contact them just to make sure nothing had changed. But let's just hope it doesn't get that bad.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Counselor Woodson, anything?
No, I was gonna be a smart aleck, but I'll keep it to myself.
All right. Counselor Safford?
Yes, so we lost a lot of friends in Ian. Don't be a hero. Don't stay. If you have the ability to get out of here, please. And if you're a vacation rental company, by all means, make sure all your guests are out of here. I mean, it's liability. It's just, we don't want a repeat of what happened in Ian. There are people that could have left and should have left and didn't leave, and we don't have them anymore. So be smart. We all know you want to get back on the island as quickly as possible. We're going to do everything we can to get you back, but please leave.
Very true. Mr. Manager?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Of course, everybody realizes the governor has issued a evacuation order as well. And what it encompasses is a large area. So the people that may leave here, if they like go to the North Florida, they're going to be encountering a lot of traffic. So that's why we're kind of trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit before, some of these other Tampa and some of the others say, okay, well, go on Tuesday or go on Wednesday, not Wednesday, heaven forbid you wait till then, but go on Tuesday. So we're kind of hoping to give at least now a good 36 to 40 hour advance notice so people can get I just came down from Jacksonville this morning and traffic was not bad until you get down here and then it kind of gets a little thicker. But I think we just see that people still wanting to come look. And I just really want to emphasize tomorrow, if people do not have to be out here helping somebody evacuate or secure their home, stay away. We really don't need people out here coming just to get sandbags and take them back to Fort Myers or wherever. Please just stay away. We've got a lot to do out here. We want to make sure our residents have every resource they need from us and the county, and we don't need interference with a lot of traffic.
Yeah, well said. I think it's important that people know that this is not trying to get people to panic.
No.
This is just good behavior to try to get out of here while you still can. It's not there. This storm has a lot of unknowns, as we've said all day. We still don't know a lot. And when we do finally get notice of what it's going to be, whether it's storm surge, rain, where it's going to hit, right now the cone is still the entire west coast of Florida. So there's still a lot of uncertainty, and it's by nobody's doing other than Mother Nature's. So the sooner you can get out, the better. We will keep you informed. Pay attention to all the news outlets. Pay attention to our Facebook, Beach Talk Radio. Pay attention to everyone that is putting out information. I know a lot of us are putting out information as well. Just pay attention, because as we get the information, we'll let you know. We're not holding any information back. It's going to be a storm that's a little different than most of us have ever seen. And what I mean by that is we don't know what we don't know. And when we do know, it's going to give you a very little, small, minute amount of time to get out.
Right.
And if you're not ready to leave at a drop of a hat, it's going to be too late. So be ready to go. 3 o'clock tomorrow is when you should be gone, if you can be gone. Obviously, we'll be here to help anyone that needs help. Just reach out. We're all available. We can get you in contact with people that can help. Just be safe. Take care of your property. Take care of your people. And we'll have you back here hopefully on Thursday.
Mayor, once Lee County opens the shelters, we'll post all that and get that information out. I should know more probably 9:30 in the morning.
Since we've been talking, I just had two of our leading citizens text me and ask me, and maybe Becky could help with this. Just to clarify, when we say you must be off the island by 3 p.m. on Monday, could we flesh that out just a little bit more? I know it's purposely vague, because I know we don't have a lot of enforcement authority, but at the same time, what does that mean when you say that?
Well, what it means is it's a recommendation. I mean, we're not going to go physically remove people. We don't have that ability. We don't have a police department. And even that, you can't force people off their property. We're encouraging people to take the lessons learned from that board right there behind Ed Ryan, and we don't want another board. Leave. This is not something to be flippant about. I mean, we've had 3 in the last year, 14, 15 months, and a little bit of water here and there, but Ian was 10, 12, 15 feet. You didn't expect that when it was coming. And now it's coming, and they're saying it's coming, and not to heat it, let somebody know if you're staying, a relative or somebody, let them know. This is pretty serious stuff. And I see your faces. You all take it serious as well, and hear each one of your conversations. But yes, I mean, there'll come a point when there's absolutely nobody here to help you if something happens when you're trying to get out.
I don't think these folks were quibbling with the policy. They think they were just trying to better understand it, and that's very helpful. Somebody else just texted me real quick. If they don't have a hurricane reentry pass, can they use their driver's license?
Yes, and then they'll need to go to the Target and pick up a hurricane reentry pass.
Target on the north.
On the north side. It's on San Carlos over there, and you look for our white Fort Myers Beach Parks and Recreation van, and we'll have staff there that can issue that, and they can get back. It just makes it a smoother transition when they get to the entry point.
But they still have till noon, you said, tomorrow to come into town hall and get it?
That's right. If for some reason they procrastinate, we'll cut it off at noon on Tuesday, because we will make sure everybody is out of here.
Noon on Tuesday or noon on Monday?
Noon tomorrow, but we'll still have people here if somebody has it. But I would ask if they don't come by noon tomorrow to go on the day after the hurricane, probably Thursday or whenever we're going to have reentry, and give it at that point. And so we can at Target.
Okay.
And we'll have information out. We'll post
Yes.
information of when staff's going to be there, what times they're going to be there, exactly where to go, give the address. Some people may not know where Target is. I
Correct. We'll
highly doubt it, but most people know where Target is. But we'll make sure that Nicole gets that information out so everybody knows what's happening, where they're going to be, what to bring if they don't have their driver's license, what they can bring. But this is, we talked about it this morning. It's going to be, not everyone's going to be happy with the parking pass, or not the parking pass, but the reentry pass. If you have contractors that you're trying to get on the island, reach out to town staff, talk to them. We're not trying to keep anybody away, but we have to do what we have to do. And this is a circumstance that is not going to please everyone, but it's in the best interest of everyone. So
We'll ask the
Pay attention.
contractors go to Target as well and
Mhm.
explain their situation, and we'll work through these as we can.
and we'll have people checking the passes to get onto the island. It's not going to be a Lee County Sheriff's Office responsibility. We will have our staff there to make sure they're doing. Lee County Sheriff's Office will most likely be there should people choose to not want to be part of the solution. But we will have our staff there to monitor those that are coming on the island with the pass.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's hope again it doesn't get to that. Let's hope we're being overcautious, and things change. But right now we just don't know what we don't know, and we're trying to be prepared. So prepare yourself, get through this, and we'll see everyone soon. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
If we could just have a quick
Yes, sir.
recap on the mandatory evacuation tomorrow from the town manager, please.
Sure.
So mandatory evacuation in conjunction with Lee County is tomorrow at 3:00. We talked to Dave Horner today, just about an hour ago, and that's what they'll be issuing tomorrow. We'll also be having hurricane reentry passes available post-hurricane, post-event. So over at the Target, should anybody need to come back. But we're encouraging people to be gone by tomorrow afternoon at 3:00, if at all possible. And if for some reason they need help, there's a situation that's out of their control, there's a ADA situation or some type of health situation, let us know. We'll be more than happy to try to facilitate that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Communication is key right now. If you're, for whatever reason, you can't leave or you have nowhere to go, reach out to us, let us know.